What's up? It's GloJays. And I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Problem was I never was a prodigy. Possibly my biggest flaw was lack of modesty. Diabolical means never knew.
All right, so we got GloJays jumping off the porch with us today.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm feeling great, man. How you feeling today, man?
Amazing, blessed.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you swinging by today, too, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce who you got sitting behind you today, too, man.
So I got all my guys right here, you know what I'm saying? We back here, that's my team, you know what I mean? Them two are from where I'm from. Trey, Keaton, are from where I'm from. Brody's not, where you from? You from here? You from Georgia.
Okay.
So you know, the team.
I got you, man. So yeah, you're originally from Little Rock, right?
Little Rock, Arkansas, yes sir.
Okay, man. So kind of just talk about life and the culture out there, man.
Man, it's a definite difference. So of course, coming from Little Rock, I moved to Atlanta when I was 19.
Okay.
So growing up in Little Rock, it was, you know, different. I always stood out in the sense of where I come from. The mindset's more so closed-minded, and my mind, I've always been outside of the box. So with that being said, I never really fit in, and the ideas that I had were always too big for their minds. But mind you, I love where I'm from. Like I love it, but that's the reason I really moved to Atlanta, to really fit in.
Okay. And you know, Little Rock's had that reputation being a real tough place to live. A lot of violence, unfortunately, out there.
Most definitely.
Were you exposed to that at a young age as well?
I was actually. So born in North Little Rock, Arkansas. So like it's really bad. So I was exposed to that. But of course I didn't let that deter me. Like me, I'm a very, you know, proper. I never claimed to be hood or nothing of that sort. But it always made me different. So
okay.
I did see it a lot. But
yeah. So what was your childhood like? What were you into as a kid growing up there?
So I got both of my parents. Well, stepdad has been my life since I was 2. So I have both of my parents. So I mean, it was cool. I didn't get everything I wanted, but at the same token, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? They made it happen for me. Like I never was starving. I was cool. You know what I mean? It never was a real problem. Didn't grow up rich or anything like that. But I always wanted to be rich. Like I wanted to be big. Like I always just wanted to be big. And it was like, coming from where I come from, it doesn't happen. It's not really, I mean, you might be able to name 3 or 4 big names from where I'm from, but it's really rare. So from where I'm from right now, like, you know, I'm one of those guys right now, like they say, yeah, put us on the map type.
Yeah. So did you always knew you wanted to be like an entrepreneur? You didn't want to work like a regular 9 to 5?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So boom, I just quit my job. I had a career. I quit my job about 2 months ago. I was making upwards of 6 figures. I used to work at Mercedes-Benz dealership.
Okay.
I was making, you know, really good money doing that. But I told people all the time, I was like, you know, I got the job when I was 19, and I was still like, it's not for me. Like, yeah, I make good money, but this is not for me. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I always knew that I was supposed to be an entrepreneur, like, not even in the sense of entrepreneur, influencer. So I knew like that's what I wanted to do. And that started way back middle school, like 6th grade. I used to do skits, like on Instagram, comedy skits.
Okay.
It didn't take off for me, but I kept at it. Then I got inconsistent because, you know, the numbers wasn't following it, so I just gave up on it. But then I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. If I want to do it, I got to take a risk. So with that being said, I quit my job and I said, I'm gonna put everything I got into this social media. And 2 months later, here we go.
Yeah. Was it a big leap of faith at the time?
Man, what? Going from, like I said, 6 figures to jump out there and do what you do. Mind you, when I quit my job, I only had like 50,000 followers, give or take. I didn't have many followers. I didn't have, you know, TikTok was maybe at 100,000. Instagram, like I said, about 50. So I didn't have much, but I knew I blew up. The first time I blew up, I said, all right, I can do this again. So the first time I blew up, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna quit and figure it out. So it was the biggest risk I've ever taken in my life. But within the first week of me quitting, I went from 50,000 followers to 70,000, just right then.
Oh, wow.
TikTok blew up to like 400,000 right then. I was like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. And you know what I mean? Like, and then you would think about money-wise. So now, coming from, you know, having that comfort zone of making money, you know, every 2 weeks, I knew I was getting paid. Now with this, it's like, if I don't work, I don't get paid. And you know what I mean? It's very scary, because at first I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know, but you gotta it's faith. You gotta put your faith into everything you do. Step out on faith.
Absolutely. Was your family real supportive when you told them, I'm quitting my job and I'm just gonna be like this influencer online?
Yo, so check this out. Honestly and truly, I only really, my mom and dad really knows like what I did 100%, really? Just honestly and truly. So like that, my family knows now, but when I originally did it, only my mom really knew. And she was like, I'm not telling, like, cause I'm out here alone. I don't have family here. It's just me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just jumped off and did it. So my mom was like, I don't want to tell the family, they're gonna be terrified. I said, that's cool, I got it though. So when she saw that I really had it and I was making it happen, she was like, all right, we can tell them now. So she was terrified, but she knew, she has faith in me. Like my mom, she's my biggest supporter. She knows like, I got it. Whatever I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. So what inspired you back in December to, start these interviews and interview the homeless?
Yeah, so boom, I've always wanted to help the homeless. Like that's what something I do. Any red light you see me pull up to, I drop a window, I give them something. Even if I don't have anything, you know what I'm saying, on me, I would talk to them, like ask about their stories. And I've been doing that for years. So doing that, you know what I mean, times I've did that, I've realized, yo, they're extremely wise. They've been through real life stuff. They always have like, and I wasn't originally, my main question in my interviews is what advice do you have for me? I didn't originally, that wasn't like something I did beforehand, that's something I came with when I did the interviews. I say that because before, like when I just did it off camera and whatnot, they would just tell me, don't do this, don't do that. Like they would just drop some real gems on me and I was like, wow. So I was just looking on social media one day, I was like, okay, everybody interviews, rappers, celebrities, really big names, but the homeless is looked down upon. You know what I mean? They're not, they're not looked at. They're just looked at as bums or lazy, and most people just say, just get a job. It's not that simple. And that's something I've shown a lot of light to now, and you know what I mean? I've influenced a lot of people, and a lot of people are telling me all the time how like, they look at the homeless population so much differently now. They didn't know it was like that. So that's really what I do it for, more so to share awareness and put light on that specific group of individuals.
Yeah. Did you expect it to take off so quickly?
No, I didn't. And honestly and truly, I just liked what I was doing. Like I was like, it's fun, it's cool, I like it. Because you know what I mean, I was helping them, and then they had they had an outlet. They could talk to me, because people don't normally talk to them. I didn't expect it to take off. I knew it would do something, but where it's at right now, I didn't expect that at all.
So how much would you say your life's changed these past 2 months then?
My life has changed completely, like complete 360. Like now I can travel when I want. Like I've been to, in the last month, I've probably been to 10 different states. You know what I'm saying? Like I basically created a personal tour. So I just, like, I don't want to go, I'm actually going to Skid Row next week just to interview down there and help some people there. So I started in New York. I went to New York and I dropped down basically the whole East Coast. So needless to say, my life is completely different.
Yeah.
And freedom, the freedom that comes with it. Like when a job, you know what I mean? I have to do this from this time to this time. Now it's like, it's on me. But with that being said though, that's something, I always had to pinpoint this too. Anybody that wants to be an entrepreneur, it's like, it's great. It's great, but at the same time, you gotta think. When you have freedom, it's really easy to get lazy. It's really easy to wake up and say, I'm not gonna do anything today. As an entrepreneur, you cannot do that. Like you just can't do that. You gotta work. You gotta work hard every day. I work all day, every day. Like there's no time off. Anytime, you know what I mean? I'm just always on my phone or whatnot. But a positive to that, if I'm working, you know what I'm saying? I love what I do, so it doesn't feel like work. But at the end of the day, I still am working. So there's that.
Yeah, no, I think one of the big misconceptions is like, you work for yourself, so you really don't have to work that hard. When in fact, you're probably putting in 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week. But like you said, if it's something you're really passionate about,
it doesn't feel like
that's all you want to do.
Exactly, that's all I want to do. So it's just like, it's cool. I love it, you know what I mean? And it's still scary because it's like, well, honestly, it's not scary now because I'm good, I'm moving. So it's like, it's cool. But at first it was like, all right, that video didn't do any numbers. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a job again. Did that scrape my mind? Yes, of course, it scraped my mind. Like I might have to get a job again. But then I was like, nah, I already took the leap. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
what is your approach when you're going up to these people before you start actually filming? What's your approach?
I love that question. My first approach is I walk up to them. I have the whole conversation beforehand. So we always talk. I let them know what I do. I show them my social medias. I show them what I've done because right now I've actually gotten 4 people off the streets completely. So I just show them what I have done, and they're like, of course, yeah, most definitely, because they're not used to people just coming up to them talking to them. So I just approach them, tell them, hey, I interview the homeless and I help y'all get off the streets. Are you willing to do an interview? And I also tell them I have something for you today as well, because my supporters, I've started a nonprofit, so they help, of course, but I always gotta leave them with something. I'm not gonna interview and walk away with nothing. So that's my initial approach.
Yeah. Can you share some of these people's stories, some that really stuck out to you?
Oh, yes, most definitely. So probably the biggest one, Mr. Warren. That one went extremely viral. He's off the streets now. So he told me how, like, his biggest thing is telling him how he was alone. He was like, no one talks to me. He was telling me no one ever talks to me. He was like, and when y'all leave, I'm alone. He's like, I'm alone. So he lost his daughter. He lost everything. He had to move. He moved from Florida. He came here. He was down on his luck. He just lost everything he had. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I try to get a job. I can't get a job because my appearance doesn't look good. I can't get a haircut. I don't have an ID. I don't have the money to get an ID. He's like, I just don't know where to start. So it was like he was just lost for everything. And I was just thinking while he was talking to me, I was like, all right, well, I can get him an ID and whatnot like that. But then I was thinking, like, he kept telling me why he can't. And I was like, wow, there's so much more that goes into it. And that's what sheds the light onto people where they're like, oh, I see why he can't get a job. It's not that simple. Yeah. So his story, I mean, it's long and drawn out, but basically to summarize it, when he lost his daughter, he basically lost all his family. He had nothing. So he was just, he had nothing. And I saw him, I was just driving at night downtown. I pulled up to a red light, looked to my left, and he was just standing there. No backpack, no nothing, just the clothes on his back, that's it. His backpack got stolen. He said, I don't have anything. He said, this is all I have. I asked him how much money he had. He said, I have like $4. I was like, $4, you didn't make anything today? He was like, I made $4. I said, wow. So basically in that, it was New Year's Eve actually, when I saw him, random, New Year's Eve. So I was like, wow. I went in my pocket after the interview, of course, and I told him, hey, I'm gonna put you in a hotel, make sure you can eat for a few days. And I put his email on the video as well. So at this point, he has like 30,000 emails he showed me. He had none. He has 30,000 now. It's been 2 months and he still hasn't went through them all. But fast forward a few months, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't find him for about a month straight. And he reached out to me on TikTok because they let you finally you can finally DM people on TikTok, just anybody. Because at first it was just exclusive to, who you follow. But he DM'd me, I was like, can't be. I was like, there's no way, because he didn't even have a phone at first, mind you. I was like, there's no way. So he reached out to me, he said, yo, the video went viral. I'm getting a lot of donations. He said I was able to get a phone. I got my ID. I got everything I need. I was like, all right, bet, boom. So we met up again. I got him a haircut. I got him all cleaned up. I was like, boom, and we went out a day. We just hung out. I put him in a hotel for the weekend. Cool. And he didn't know, the whole savings account I had set up for him was just to get him, his job. He has a job now, apartment, everything. He didn't know. So we met up again, and it just showed the transformation of his last day being homeless, on the streets, to apartment. So he's doing really, really good right now. And there's that.
So what does that mean to you to be able to, take someone from, like you said, having $4 in his pocket, nothing else, to now he's got a job and off the streets?
It's crazy. The feeling is undescribable, honestly and truly. Happiness is an understatement. I really don't care about, I can't say I don't care about the followers and the attention that comes from it, because that's what helped him. But at the same token, I would have did it for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That feeling of knowing I changed somebody's life is crazy. I feel like as humans, we come on this planet, before you leave, you should change one person's life or impact one person. That's it. And to be able to completely transform someone's life like that. And mind you, I'm 22, so I haven't even got started yet for real. So it's crazy.
Do you feel like this is your purpose?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. And it's crazy because I had a homie about a year ago, and I used to do photography. I really didn't like photography. I was like, all right, I do it, but this isn't what I want to do. I knew that. I was like, I'm really good at it, but I was like, I don't like doing this. And we would always talk, and I would tell him how I didn't necessarily want to be at my job anymore. And we got into it one day, we fall out, and he was like, you don't know your purpose. He was like, you don't know your purpose at all. You're confused in life. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And that stuck with me. And now it's now I know my purpose. I was like, and that's crazy. And it's at that time he had, he has about 66,000 followers. I had 40,000. I was way behind him and everything. He does music. But more of the story is, it's just now, fast forwarding, when I found my purpose and everything worked forward towards me, everything's moving where I want it to, it's crazy. I just know this is my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, no, that's
especially to blow up in 2 months. Yeah. Crazy.
There's been a big debate online these past couple years about people who help the homeless, but they pull out their phone. What's your thoughts on that?
The craziest thing to me is we pull out our phones and post a fight. We'll post a car getting wrecked all day. We'll post somebody falling off, anything that's gonna get 1 million shares, 100,000 comments, a bunch of laughing emojis. That's perfect. You can post that all day. But let me post doing a good deed to somebody and trying to, influence somebody else to do the same thing. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's always my response to it. So what do you mean to post a fight? What do you mean post? I'd rather post some positivity, because if you go on Instagram right now and go to Shade Room, World Star, out of 50 posts, one of those is gonna be positive.
Yeah.
So somebody has to do it. And I whatever people say behind it, I really don't mind.
Nah,
because it's somebody gotta do it.
Yeah. Because like you said, it kind of influences whoever's watching it, oh shit.
Exactly,
You know.
and that's what I do it for. Those people that always comment, like reach out to me and say, hey, like I did on Valentine's Day. I just randomly, I was like, I wanna bless a homeless lady today. Just make her feel good. You know, it's Valentine's Day. You're homeless. Like, there's no way. Like, even me personally, like, if I was homeless Valentine's Day or any holiday and I have nothing or nobody, like that's depressing. Like, period. So I found a homeless lady. She was an older lady. I had roses for her, chocolate covered strawberries and money. So I walked up to her, I found her, I did that good deed, boom, perfect, made her feel good. She said her spirits were so down that day, and she said that lifted her up. So it's just like, that, like, I love that. Yeah. That's what I do it for.
So if there's someone watching right now and wants to help out, how can they either get in contact with you or how can they donate?
So if you would like to donate or contact, reach out to my manager. Instagram is Gutta TV, Gutta TV. That's my manager. He coordinates all of that. And while we're speaking on this, I have something going on in Atlanta, probably right when it gets warmer outside, probably end of next month, early April, give or take. I'm gonna do basically a whole homeless drive, but it's gonna be bigger than that. I want small businesses coming out, like I'm gonna have tables set up. I want it to be like a whole picnic type vibe. Food trucks there, I wanna just make it big. The whole car scene's coming. I'm partnered up with some big names that are gonna make it come to life. I just wanna bring it to like, we're helping the homeless, but at the same time, we kicking it too. Live music, bouncy houses for the kids. That's gonna go on, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Donations, there's a GoFundMe link in my bio on Instagram, GloJays, and as well has a Cash App. It's Never Homeless Again, and that's that.
Okay. So how'd you link in with my boy Gutta, man?
So he actually reached out to me. You know what I mean? When I first started blowing up, he reached out. He was like, yo, what you got going on is crazy. And mind you, I had always known him. He's from Little Rock too, so it was like, for me to have met Gutta, he's a really big name. So especially coming out of where I come from, I was like, mind you, a lot of people want to manage me, but I was like, if anybody's gonna manage me, I want it to be Gutta, period. Because it's like, I always like, look at what he's doing. I see his name, and it was like, he the truth. So I was like, cool, perfect. It lined up. He was like, I'm thinking about managing you. I was like, perfect. I was thinking about the same exact thing. So honestly and truly, he'll tell you the story. Like, for the first month, I was on the fence about it. I was like, do I want a manager? Do I really want to do this? How I want to play it? Like, and I told him that. I was just like, I straight up, I don't know if I want management. He told me, like, basically telling me the benefits and what, and then he like opened my mind to it. And I'm a fresh entrepreneur and I'm 22, so I feel like, big as I am now, I need to have a manager, that guidance. Like, I have to have that. And it's just, it's no better person, honestly. It's like, outside of even him being my manager, it's like we call and just chop it up about nothing. Like, we just talk. So that's how that worked out.
No, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
So what's some of your long-term goals?
I want to start basically a homeless, like, I just want to start a whole shelter, but I want to make it a little upscale. Because some shelters are just like, if you get here at this certain time, you're good, boom, and go back on the streets tomorrow, figure it out. I wanted to be bigger than that. I wanted to really like tie in with programs and incorporate jobs within the shelter. So if you live at this shelter, you're gonna wake up and have a job here, whether it's a janitor, you know what I mean, basically cafeteria, whatever the case may be, even stepping out on the field. I just wanted to have full like jobs for them to where it's not like you have to stand outside and ask anybody for $2. Like, cause I don't care who you are, that's embarrassing. That's just not, if you have to do that, that's humiliating for any human. And they tell me that. It's just like, they don't want to do that, but they have no choice. Yeah. So I want to long-term start something to where it's just like they have somewhere to go, they're good, and I can get them on their feet. And that will also have, rehab or whatever they have, like that, any issues and whatnot, which, we're human. Some of us have issues. Cool, we can handle that. I want to be in-house, have counselors, therapists, whatever the case may be. I want to be a whole drawn out thing.
Yeah, no, that'd be really dope right there, man. Kind of switch up,
you see what I'm saying?
The whole, aspect of dealing with the homelessness.
Yeah, so it'll change everything. So that's definitely a long-term goal. It won't be too long. I'm thinking the next year or two.
Okay.
Make it happen.
What's in your plans for the rest of 2022 then?
Keep working right now, because honestly and truly, I blew up so fast, I don't know what's going on. Because it's like, the plans I had 2 months ago was like, just keep working. I was like, all right, it'll build up slowly. Now, I hit 90,000 followers yesterday, and I'm at 95,000 a day. So it's just like, every day is just blowing up. And I'm like, I'm trying to keep up, so I just got to keep working. And also, trying to keep content fresh. So if you watch my page at all, you'll see I switch it up. Sometimes I do deal with celebrities, just to show the other side of that. Like, I interview them too. Like, hey, so of course you see the homeless side of it, how I do that. I ask the same questions to wealthy people, and then people get the different perspectives, different answers from you get all different walks of life on my platforms. So, of course, and also, like I said, I used to do comedy skits. So if you watch any of my content I've done with like recently with any of these celebrities, it's my approach. Like that really that's been going crazy. Like I walk up on them really aggressive. I just walk up like, hey, like I recently did one with That Boy Funny at the bowling alley. I just walked up on him. I just like, he was bowling, I stopped him. Like his hand was back, I stopped it. And I was like, yo, I know you, That Boy Funny, right? Let me interview. He said, bro, right now? We're doing an interview. I was like, no. He was like, an interview right now? While I'm bowling? I was like, yeah. So that's going crazy. So I got to keep switching it up. And that's something a lot of creators need to know. Like you gotta keep it fresh. Like you gotta do something to throw it off. You can't just stick to one thing the whole time. That won't give you longevity. It won't. You have to be able to pivot because at some point people are gonna get tired of seeing that one thing. And that's just what it is. A little piece of advice, like I go live a lot and I just drop gems on people. So biggest thing, like if you like, I know y'all probably hear this, but I'll put a twist on it. Anything you wanna do, it is possible. Mind you, I always set and thought like, I want to have a fan base because that way I want to influence people. I want to change lives, but I didn't know how to do it. I was clueless because I'm young. Like a lot of us being young, we get lost. We don't know what to do. We get to those periods in our lives where we're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's next. I don't know if what I'm doing is worth it. My biggest thing is take a risk. Like you have to take a risk. Whatever you want to do, risk something for it. I don't know anybody that's successful that did not take a risk. Like me, I put everything on the line. Like I took some risks that would have left me, you know what I mean, with nothing. Like I don't have any family here, but I still jumped out and did it anyway. That's just what it takes. And now, you know what I mean, I'm sitting here. So it's just like, take a risk. And sometimes when you take a risk, you're gonna fall on your face. That's part of it. That's cool. Get up. That's the biggest thing. You never fail until you quit. If you give up, it's done. That's just what it is. Faith without works is dead. That's my piece of advice to anybody.
Nah, absolutely. Yeah. Are you looking to get into acting then in the future?
Most definitely. That's actually what my manager is talking to me about now. Like we're lining up a lot of acting things for me.
Okay.
Acting is something I can act my ass off. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I can act. It's crazy. Like I really can act, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, I'm definitely working on acting in the short future. The next few months, actually, gonna look out for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope, man.
Yeah, what?
All right, so you got any shout outs, any last words you'd like to give before we wrap it up here?
Most definitely, all my supporters. Like, I tell y'all this all the time. Anybody that comes out when y'all see me, y'all take pictures, show me love, whatever the case may be, DM me. I might not be able to respond to every one of them. I love y'all. Like, I promise you, y'all the reason my life has changed, and y'all the reason other people's lives changing too. It's not just me, it's bigger than me, you know what I'm saying? So major shout out to that. Major shout out to my mama, my support system, my team, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that helps me, whatever I need, they make sure I got it. And like, it don't matter what time it can be. I can call somebody with an idea, I want to do a video. I'll call Tradarian and be like, yo, I got this video idea, I want to do it right now. He'll be like, all right, cool, I'm finna get dressed, I'm on the way. Boom, just hop up, record the video, don't ask for nothing. And that's my, you know what I mean? That's my support system, it's crazy.
Problem was I never was a prodigy. Possibly my biggest flaw was lack of modesty. Diabolical means, never knew college degrees. Sipping